Hey, what's up, guys? Here, it's Tempest. I really want to talk about the Superman movie because, man, this movie is really good. Uh, oh my god. It's funny, I was leaving the movie theater. Ortega gave it a 10, and that guy is the biggest stickler on the planet. That's how I knew this movie was good. I gave it a 9.5. Then I was like, will the CGI bother me in 10 years? And I was like, nah, this movie was great. Um, man, this movie was great. Dude, David Cornsett as Superman, man, he did a bang up job. Honestly, he spent 90% of the movie as Superman and 10% as Clark, which I think in the future movies they probably are going to fix. But, he did an amazing job as Superman. Man, he did. Oh, man, fantastic. He really knocked it out of the park. Something that I was not, I thought that people would think Superman is boring. I don't think Superman is boring, but a lot of people do. So, to see people reacting the way they do to the movie makes me really, really, really happy. And here we see that the movie's actually doing really, really well at the box office. So, not a good metric to kind of say, oh, if the movie's good or not, because some of my favorite movies of all time did flop in the box office. But it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I hope this movie shows Warner Brothers that they're going in the right direction. This movie is amazing. This movie's fantastic. And I don't want to just sit here and just go off about how good the movie is because, I'll probably nerd out for 10 years. But hey, my YouTube channel, right? Man, come on. I think the biggest thing, the difference is look at the accuracy of this movie. I think when I was watching this movie and I saw the Fortress of Solitude pop out of the ground, man, I was like, man, this could be a really good movie. Oh my god. Dude, I was so happy watching this movie. Crypto looked amazing. The Superman bots, a lot of them are just like, they're great. They actually did a really good job. Whatever actors they had voicing them, they did an amazing job. And the Superman bots are pretty great. Like, even if, like, they're like, I don't want to be called 4, 5, 11, 12, they did a really good job at characterizing each bot, and I think they did a great job. In terms of, like, the CGI, it had its moments, but I would say, overall, 90% of that movie, 90% of the movie has amazing CGI. I think the movie looked really good. The colors were bright. The actual movie itself wasn't dark like Man of Steel. Superman's costume was Superman. It was undoubtedly Superman. It had bright colors, the yellow like Superman crest right behind his cape, right? Crypto had a cape too. Man, they did a really good job. I mean, man, they did a really good job. This movie, honestly, I had such a great time watching it. I've watched it twice so far, so, I don't want to get into crazy spoiler territory because I think you should watch it. But, man, this movie, oh, man. And I really think, Superman actually saving people made me so happy. Because we didn't have a lot of that in Man of Steel. I feel like Man of Steel didn't nail Superman. They nailed, like, the Homelander archetype of character, right? Because, he just, like, watches his dad die and doesn't do anything. But, man, honestly, Superman saving everything down to the squirrels was amazing. I was so happy. I talked about that scene in the car ride home. Myra was like, why is that so significant? And I was like, it's significant because he protects life. That is Superman. That is undoubtedly Superman. Man, they did a really good job of Superman in this movie. I think they did a great job, man. And honestly, even when he's fighting some of his villains in the movie, he's like, I don't want to kill him. I don't want to kill him. Let's take it to a zoo. Let's take it to some intergalactic zoo. Man, they did an amazing job. It's something that makes me really, really, really happy. I think Lex Luthor in this movie was absolutely perfect. Man, it's different. I've never seen a hater like Lex Luthor. Oh, whoops. I pressed enter. Honestly, I've never seen a you didn't see that yet. Spoiler warning. I haven't seen a hater like Lex Luthor in a very long time. This man had a pocket dimension. Someone's in trouble. This man had a pocket dimension with monkeys writing hate mail on Superman. And, honestly, something like this. And honestly, I thought thought that was pretty funny. I think that the movie did a really good job with Lex Luthor. I think Lex Luthor was a tier 1 hater. I think his movie was great. Yeah, so listen, I think this movie was amazing. I honestly believe Lex Luthor was perfect. I think Jimmy Olsen was perfect. And honestly, there are a couple people that were just like trying to make it the Snyderverse, like trying to compare it, contrast it. There's no diff, man. I'm sorry. Like the characters in this Superman, like Lois and Jimmy are undoubtedly Lois and Jimmy in this movie. Like without a shadow of a doubt, this is a perfect Lex. I think they found an amazing balance between the characters and the amount of character time each character had. And just to, I guess, now get into the spoiler territory. First things first, this scene where people were just hoping beyond hope that Superman's coming to save them was amazing. I think the criticisms that I usually have about Daredevil and all these other MCU movies, that there's like a trillion heroes and there's this like world-ending conflict and no other heroes go and help them out. Even in some of the comics recently, like they have like a Meanwhile recently with Spider-Man on it, and it adds some like flesh and bones to the universe that a lot of these movies don't have nowadays. And I think that it really did a good job just giving this movie life. It really feels like there's a universe behind it. Guy Gardner, though arguably I say the worst Green Lantern, right? He made him very likable. James Gunn did an amazing job at making characters that I didn't really care for in the comic books for a very long time, like Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner. They made them real characters. And yes, I was really happy to see Mr. Terrific look very comic accurate. But, man, they did an amazing job. And Hawkgirl looks great, too. Apparently, she's a Dora actor. I had no clue. She did a pretty good job as Hawkgirl. I mean, they didn't give her a lot of lines. But again, it goes back to that, only 10% of the movie had Clark Kent kind of deal. Where they needed to focus on the characters a little bit more. But remember, this is the first movie of the universe. It was a 2 hour and I think 2 hour 30-minute film or something like that. But they did a really good job within the time that they had. Spoiler territory, and I'll just give you guys like 3 to 10 seconds to click off if you guys not really that interested in seeing spoilers just yet. But Supergirl was in the movie at the very, very end of the movie, and she's Krypto's adopted owner. And man, they did a great job with Supergirl. Supergirl looks amazing. I just realized Hunter x Hunter has been playing this entire time in the background. YouTube streak, but guys, we gotta we gotta get better at this. We'll get better together. Yeah, but honestly, Supergirl looked amazing. I thought it was a little bit in personality. She's like, "Thanks for watching my dog, bitch," and I was like, "Yep, you know what? That's definitely Supergirl." I really liked her character for what it was, and the 30 seconds that they did have her in the movie. Yeah, they did a really good job, I think, overall. There's a little... I mean, this is... oh, wait, I think I lost the tab, whatever. Anyways, I think the next year is looking amazing. I think Supergirl looks really good. And, oh, man, we got Aaron Pierre and Kyle Chandler. Admittedly, I haven't seen a Kyle Chandler or Aaron Pierre act yet, so probably going to watch something with them before I watch Lanterns, but, man... This is, to me, this is amazing casting. Hal Jordan being in the... And then something I'll touch in 2 seconds. I think Hal Jordan, they had him in the synopsis as a legendary Green Lantern. So he's been around for a while, right? And I think that jumping into these characters midway, not through their origin story. I mean Justice League TV show style. Jumping into the middle of their origin story is the smartest move the DC Universe has made. Oh my god. 3 centuries ago, 3 decades ago, 3 years ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 hours ago, and they showed a synopsis of the Gods and Monsters universe, and it's just like, man, you guys nailed it. I don't need to see Superman's origin story for a 5th time. They nailed it. Hal Jordan's origin story, while I don't think as many people know who the Green Lantern is, they don't need to know who the Green Lantern is, right? Just drop me into the universe. Show me some meat and potatoes. I don't need the broth. Man, they have come out of this universe swinging. Creature Commandos was also amazing. And I highly recommend, when you get Max, or if you get Max, going back, watching Blue Beetle. I don't remember what other parts are James Gunn. The Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, Blue Beetle, Creature Commandos. Those, I think Peacemaker is pretty good. I don't think it was my favorite all-time superhero show, but it did a really good job with what they had, especially with the transitioning universe. When it comes to the Suicide Squad, they also did an amazing job. I think, actually, they did a pretty great job, and I can't wait to see if Bloodsport comes back, Idris Elba comes back as a character that actually put Superman into the ICU. I think that was pretty damn cool when they did start the movie off with that. And again, I don't need to see these characters' origin stories anymore. If you want to do that, go look up Comics Explained. He'll explain it to you, right? We don't need to see this anymore. We can watch movies, right? We can watch movies and not be like, you know, babied, right? So they're doing a really good job for the DC universe. And just to really touch on something that really meant a lot to me, yesterday I put out a tweet, leap of faith, that I was starting YouTube content creation. And on the bottom, you guys see that I have 61 subscribers out of 1,000, so let's push for that, partner, right? But that was all in one day. I started this YouTube channel literally yesterday. I didn't even think I had the permission to have links under my YouTube channel when I made my first video. And you guys actually showed out. I got 60 subscribers, I got like 20 comments, and I got like a bunch of likes on my first video. To be very candid with you, I didn't expect that tweet to pop off. I expected 5 or 6 likes and people to move on about their day, but you guys are quote retweeting me. You guys went out of your way to like, subscribe, and comment to the video. You guys actually cared about what I have to say. And I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate the support, though, so far. It blows me away. It really does blow me away when I see people go out of their way to you know, put something in the tip jar, per se, right? And I know it costs them nothing. It takes a few seconds out of their day, but the fact they're taking that few seconds out of their day to help me out is something that I can never even begin to repay. And I appreciate you guys for that. And I know I excitedly rant about my superhero movies on this channel now, but it really meant something to me that people went out of their way to help me out. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for the support. Make sure to smash that subscribe button. Make sure to smash the like button. Comment. Yeah. Thank you guys. I'm out. Peace.